It's time for Recipe of the Day. It's actually pretty rare to find bone-in, skin-on chicken breasts these days, but you can find them, and when you do, this is how you cook them. A bit more about finding them. While they don't tend to have them at my grocery store in the meat department, when I've asked for them, they do have them in the back. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe they just don't have as many of them, and so they've already sold out of them, and they are going into their back to get some more for me. That could be what's happening. The butcher that I go to always has them as well. And you can get them if you have a whole chicken that you're breaking down into pieces, then you can get those bone-in, skin-on chicken breasts there as well. And that's such an economical thing to do, right? You buy a whole chicken, you break it down, you get some breasts for one dinner, you get wings, thighs, and drumsticks for another dinner, and you can use what's left to make a really delicious soup. So that is something you can do as well. The other thing is that the method I'm telling you for how to cook baked bone-in chicken breasts is also what you can use if you get your hands on those airline chicken breasts, which tend to be boneless chicken breast with the skin on that still has part of the wing attached to it as well. So you get a little bit of bone, just not the bone that's in the chicken breast. Now, you know me and how much I love brining. I will tell you that brining makes a huge difference to chicken breasts of all kind. So if you have even 15 minutes before you need to start cooking, this will make a difference. It's ideal if you can go 30 to 60 minutes though. And so if you're going to brine them, you want to do 4 cups of cool tap water with 4 tablespoons of Morton's kosher salt. Stir that up until the salt has dissolved. And then if you'd like, you can scoop in about a tablespoon of garlic powder or garlic granules, stir that in, and then put your chicken breasts in there for at least 15 minutes, as much as 60 minutes. You don't need to go any more than that, though. That is the optimum amount of time that we have found through experiments. I know I've told you about that before. Just remember that if you brine them, you don't want to add any salt in the seasoning step, which is what I'm telling you about next. So if you brined them, take them out of the brine and then pat them dry with some paper towel and then brush them all over with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So this is for 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken breasts that are about 7 to 8 ounces each. We're using 2 tablespoons of olive oil all over both sides, and then sprinkle them all over with black pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. It's going to be a mixture of 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. If you didn't brine them, also add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt to that spice mixture, and then sprinkle that all over both sides of the chicken breast. Now, your oven should have already been preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot to mention that. That is really the best temperature for this because we want the skin to get nice and brown and crispy in the time that it is in the oven. If we cook the chicken breast at a lower temperature, that is not going to happen in the time it takes them to come up to temperature. So then to get the skin crispy, we're going to have to cook them for longer, and then they're going to start drying out. So ideal 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then you have your chicken breasts that you've put oil and all the seasonings on them. Put them skin side up on a baking sheet, and then you're baking them until they're 160 degrees Fahrenheit, right in the middle of the thickest point. It's going to be about 25 to 30 minutes. Then you're taking them out and you're letting them rest for 5 minutes so that they come up to the safe temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And then they are perfectly juicy and delicious with that nice crispy skin. And no, do not put foil over them while they're resting for those 5 minutes. That's going to steam that skin and make it less crispy. So just leave them to the air as they are, and they will stay crisp and they will finish heating through, and that bit of juice inside of them settles down and stops simmering all around, so that when you cut into them, they don't lose all their juice. You want the juice to stay in the chicken. That's why you let them rest for those 5 minutes. And that's how you do it. Next time you see some bone-in, skin-on chicken breasts or those airline chicken breasts, this is what you do. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there, or find it in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/recipeotd. And hey, just a quick note. I'm on a recording hiatus right now, so for the next little while, I'm replaying episodes from the archives, including this one. If you heard me mention a holiday, a season, or something going on in my life that seemed a bit off, that's why. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're enjoying these older episodes. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.